Welcome to your AFM Vicenza at the Movies, giving you a look what's happening in the Vicenza community. I'm Specialist Richard Kiesinger. In this week's AFM at the Movies, we hear about Sergeant's Major Training, the Pink Bowl, and an airborne operation in Hungary. Non-commissioned officers train leaders in the U.S. Army. Army Sergeant Renee Wilson tells us how two Sergeants Major assisted another nation in training their leaders.
Sergeants Major serve as advisors to senior officers and play a big role in molding future non-commissioned officers, not just in U.S. Army Africa, but in other nations as well. Sergeants Major Jerry McCarroll and Timothy Watts from USARAF's Security Cooperation Division worked with senior leaders at the Malawi Sergeants Major Academy to build a foundation for future leaders.
The classes taught by our two instructors at the Malawian Sergeant Majors Academy is really going to benefit their senior non-commissioned officers by showing them how we do things. They don't necessarily have to do it exactly how we do it, but it gives them a technique on how to do it.
Out of the 30 graduates, 6 were female, and the top student, also a female, received her promotion on graduation day. I'm Army Sergeant Renee Wilson, Vicenza, Italy.
To find out more about this story, visit usaraf.army.mil. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we hear about the June Female to Female event.
What is anti-terrorism? I mean, you have threat, criticality, vulnerability. We have anti-terrorism working groups, threat working groups, random anti-terrorism measures, military intelligence, and on it goes. And what does all this mean to you where you live and work here at Caserta, Italy? Well, the Army sums it up in one word: synchronization. And what is that? When I think of synchronization, I think of a team of horses pulling a wagon, each in step with each other, each pulling the same way at the same time. When I think of synchronization, I think of the old guard as they march in perfect step, or a drill team on a parade field as rifles fixed with bayonets are spun and thrown from one member to the other. All the individual parts I mentioned earlier work together in quiet synchronization every day as part of your Caserta, Italy security team that protect you and yours. Be part of the team by helping those who help you. Hi, I'm Jesse Markham, just one of your anti-terrorism officers, with another reminder to report any suspicious activity by calling the iWatch at 634-7688.
U.S. Army Africa-led medical training exercise 14-4 was a surgical care-focused practice for U.S. and Tanzanian military doctors and nurses.
It was to create a medical alliance with the people of Africa. In the past 2 weeks, we have been able to collaborate with the Tanzanians, emergency surgery cases with them, we have done C-sections with them, we have done orthopedic cases with them.
I'm Army Sergeant Renee Wilson, Vicenza, Italy.
CSI stands for Continuous School Improvement, and basically that's an ongoing process where teachers take test scores like the PSAT, Terra Nova, any other kind of standardized test that they give to us, and they take a look at it and they see what goals we need to focus on as far as our education goes.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant General Ben Hodges, Commanding General of Allied Land Command in Izmir, Turkey. Land Command is a leading advocate for soldiers and land forces within NATO, responsible for ensuring their effectiveness and interoperability amongst the 28 nations. LANDCOM is a great broadening assignment in Europe for soldiers looking to further their military careers. If you're looking for a challenge, come join the LANDCOM team.
Welcome back. Vicenza's Female to Female program is usually all about bringing females together, but Army Sergeant Matthew O'Neill shows us how the June event pitted female against female.
As Vicenza soldiers and Aviano airmen tipped off for the final event, they were tied at 1 each in the first ever Pink Bowl. For Aviano, it was a little like playing against an older sister.
Yes, the SAS program, or Single Airman Staying Strong, was created because our wing commander, General Norman, heard about the female-to-female program that y'all have here, and he felt this was definitely something that we could institute on Aviano.
Despite the rivalry of the day, the ladies had the opportunity to make friends on both teams.
Honestly, coming out, I don't ever get to really meet too many Army personnel, so it's great coming out here, getting to mingle with the Army, see how they operate, just their different missions, getting to know them better, and getting to know other services better.
Although the soldiers rallied in the fourth quarter to tie the game, Aviano won 62-61 in overtime. Army Sergeant Matthew O'Neill, Vicenza, Italy.
The trophy and the bragging rights went to the airmen this time, but Vicenza's leadership is already looking forward to a rematch in Aviano. Keeping positive relationships with our NATO partners is a top priority. Army Sergeant Kevin Martin goes to Hungary to check in on how those relationships are going.
The 173rd Airborne Brigade traveled to Hungary to conduct a joint operation with the intent to build a relationship for the future.
Mostly it's about building trust. Any opportunity we get to interact with our NATO allies, we're building trust so that if sometime in the future we have to do this in combat for real, that trust has already been built here in training and we know how to work together.
The mission included an airborne operation and an airfield seizure. The Hungarian Army left a positive impression with their American allies.
Everything I've seen so far, they've been fantastic. They're a very disciplined unit. They heed our advice, and they're also very willing to give their input, which we've obviously taken into account at all levels. It's great. That's why, like I said, these operations are great. We can learn from them as they learn from us.
The hope is for the 173rd to return to Hungary to do a full-scale operation in the near future. Reporting from Hungary, I'm Army Sergeant Kevin Martin.
This was the first time the 173rd Airborne Brigade has conducted an operation with the Hungarian Army. That does it for this week's AF and Vicenza at the Movies. To see these stories and more, check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/AF and Vicenza. I'm Specialist Richard Kiesinger. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show. Now please rise for the playing of the National Anthem.